Classic novels adapted for MI Radio. Hear them every day with Jessica Dada. Bookshelf.
Hello and welcome to Bookshelf with me, Jessica Dada. Today on the show, we'll be reading a short story by W. Jacobs entitled Bedridden. MI Radio. July 12th, 1915. Disquieting rumours to the effect that epidemic of billettitis, hitherto confined to the north of King's Road, shows signs of spreading. July 14th, report that 2 Inns of Court men have been seen peeping over my gate. July 16th, informed that soldier of agreeable appearance and charming manners requests interview with me. Took a dose of phosphorine and went. Found composite photograph of French, Joffrey and Hindenburg waiting for me in the hall. Smiled, he did I mean, and gave me the mutilated form of salute reserved for civilians. Introduced himself as Quartermaster Sergeant Beddem and stated that the Inns of Court OTC was going under canvas next week, after which he gulped. Meantime, could I take in a billet? Questioned as to what day the Corps was going into camp, said that he believed it was Monday but was not quite sure, might possibly be Tuesday. Swallowed again and coughed a little. Accepted billet and felt completely rewarded by smile. QMS bade me goodbye and then, with the air of a man suddenly remembering something, asked me whether I could take 2. Excused myself and interviewed my CO behind the dining room door. Came back and accepted. QMS so overjoyed, apparently, that he fell over the scraper. Seemed to jog his memory. He paused and, gazing in absent fashion at the topmost rows on the climber in the porch, asked whether I could take 3. Added hopefully that the 3rd was only a boy. Excused myself. Heated debate with CO, subject, sheets. Returned with me to explain to the QMS. He smiled. CO accepted at once and, returning smile, expressed regret at size and position of bedrooms available. QMS went off swinging cane jauntily. July 17th. Billets arrived, spoke to them about next Monday and canvass. They seemed surprised. Strange how the military authorities decline to take men into their confidence merely because they are privates. Let them upstairs. They went, for first and last time, on tiptoe. July 18th, saw QMS Beddem in the town, took shelter in the King's Arms. August 3rd, went to Cornwall. August 31st, returned, billets received me very hospitably. September 4th, Private Budd, electrical engineer, dissatisfied with appearance of bell push in dining room, altered it. September 5th, bells out of order. September 6th, Private Merited, also an electrical engineer, helped Private Budd to repair bells. September 7th, Private Budd helped Private Merited to repair bells. September 8th, Privates Budd and Merited helped each other to repair bells. September 9th, sent to local tradesmen to put my bells in order. September 15th, told that QMS Beddem wished to see me. Saw CO first. She thought he had possibly come to take some of the billets away. QMS met my approach with a smile that reminded me vaguely of picture postcards I had seen. Awfully sorry to trouble me, but Private Monteith, just back from 3 weeks' holiday with bronchitis, was sleeping in the woodshed on 3 planks and a tin tank. Beamed at me and waited. Went and bought another bedstead. September 16th, Private Monteith and a cuff entered into residence. September 17th, 11:45 p.m. Maid came to bedroom door with some cuff lozenges, which she asked me to take to the new billet. Took them. Private Monteith thanked me, but said he didn't mind cuffing. Said it was an heirloom. Monteith's cuff, known in highest circles all over Scotland since time of Young Pretender.
MI Radio.
September 20th. Private Montes installed in easy chair in dining room with touch of bronchitis, looking up trains to Bournemouth. September 21st. Private Montes in bed all day. Cook anxious to do her bit, rubbed his chest with homemade ambrocation. Believe it is same stuff she rubs chests in hall with. Smells the same anyway. September 24th. Private Montes, complaining of slight rawness of chest, but otherwise well, returned to duty. October 5th. Cough worse again. Private Montes thinks that with care it may turn to bronchitis. Borrowed an ABC. October 6th. Private Montes relates uncanny experience. Woke up with feeling of suffocation to find an enormous black currant and glycerine jujube wedged in his gullet. Never owned such a thing in his life. Seems to be unaware that he always sleeps with his mouth open. November 14th. Private Bowser, youngest and tallest of my billets, gazetted. November 15th, 10:35 a.m. Private Bowser, in tip-top spirits, said goodbye to us all. 10:45, told that QMS Beddem desired to see me. Capitulated. New billet, Private Early, armed to the teeth, turned up in the evening. Said that he was a Yorkshireman. Said that Yorkshire was the finest county in England and Yorkshiremen the finest men in the world. Stood toying with his bayonet and waiting for contradiction.
MI Radio.
January 5th, 1916. Standing in the garden just after lunch was witness to startling phenomenon. QMS Beddem came towards front gate with a smile so expansive that gate, after first trembling violently on its hinges, swung open of its own accord. QMS, with smile, sad, said he was in trouble. Very old member of the Inns of Court, Private Keene, had rejoined, and he wanted a good billet for him. Would cheerfully give up his own bed, but it wasn't long enough. Not to be outdone in hospitality by my own gate, accepted Private Keene. QMS digging hole in my path with toe of right boot, and for first and only time manifesting signs of nervousness, murmured that two lifelong friends of Private Keene's had rejoined with him, known as the Three Inseparables, where they were to sleep, unless I fled to house, and locking myself in top attic, watched QMS from window. He departed with bent head and swagger cane reversed. January 6th. Private King arrived. Turned out to be son of an old chief of mine, resolved not to visit the sins of the father on the head of a child 6 feet 2 high and broad in proportion. February 6th. Private Keene came home with a temperature. February 7th. M.O. diagnosed influenza, was afraid it would spread. February 8th. Warned the other 4 billets. They seemed amused. Pointed out that influenza had no terrors for men in No. 2 Company, who were doomed to weekly night ops under Major Carrion. February 9th. House strangely and pleasantly quiet. Went to see how Private Keene was progressing, and found the other 4 billets sitting in a row on his bed practicing deep breathing exercises. February 16th. Billets on night ops until late hour. Spoke in highest terms of Major Carrion's marching powers, also in other terms. March 3rd. Waited up until midnight for Private Merited, who had gone to Slough on his motorbike. March 4th, 1:5 a.m. Awakened by series of explosions from overworked or badly worked motorbike, put head out of window and threw key to Private Merited. He seemed excited, said he had been chased all the way from Chesham by a pink rat with yellow spots. Advised him to go to bed, set him an example. 1:10 a.m. Heard somebody in the pantry. 2:10 a.m. Heard Private Merited going upstairs to bed. 2:16 a.m. Heard Private Merited still going upstairs to bed. 2:22, 3:15 a.m. Heard Private Merited getting to bed.
This is MI Radio, your number one international radio station.
April 3rd, 12:30 a.m. Town hooter announced Zeppelins, an excited soldier, called up my billets from their beds to go and frighten them off. Pleasant to see superiority of billets over the hooter that only emitted 3 blasts. 12:50 a.m. Billets returned with the exception of Private Merited, who was retained for sake of his motorbike. 9 a.m. On way to bathroom, ran into Private Merited, who, looking very glum and sleepy, inquired whether I had a copy of the Exchange and Mart in the house. 10 p.m. Overheard billets discussing whether it was worth while removing boots before going to bed until the Zeppelin scare was over. Joined in discussion. May 2nd. Rumours that the Inns of Court were going under canvas. Discredited them. May 5th. Rumours grow stronger. May 6th. Billets depressed begin to think perhaps there is something in rumours after all. May 9th. All doubts removed. Tents begin to spring up with the suddenness of mushrooms in fields below Berkhamsted Place. May 18th. Liberation Day. Bade a facetious goodbye to my billets. Response lacking in bonhomie. May 19th, house delightfully quiet, presented caller of unkempt appearance at back door with remains of pair of military boots, 3 empty shaving stick tins, and a couple of partially bald toothbrushes. May 21st, in afternoon went round and looked at camp, came home smiling and went to favourite seat in garden to smoke. Discovered Private early, lying on it fast asleep, went to study, Private Merited at table, writing long and well-reasoned letter to his tailor. As he said, he could never write properly with anybody else in the room. Left him and went to bathroom. Door locked. Peevish but familiar voice, with a Scotch accent, asked me what I wanted. Also complained of temperature of water. May 22nd, after comparing notes with neighbours, feel deeply grateful to QMS Beddem for sending me the best 6 men in the Corps. July 15th, feel glad to have been associated, however remotely and humbly, with the Corps, the names of whose members appear on the roll of honour of every British regiment. End of Bedridden by W. W. Jacobs. Now.
MI Radio.